Morning, folks. Welcome to the Joey Show. I'm Joey Avery. Boy, do we have a special, fantastic, earth-shattering, important, and downright motherfucking sexual program for you today. I want to talk today about the fact that we've let friendless fucking losers shape our society. Is that a decent topic? I would say it is. I think it's a little bit pressing. Okay, there's a lot we're going to get into today. There is, if you're very online, you'll know there was a large debate that happened on the internet. If you're not going to know anything about that. I find that fascinating. But first, our good friend, the recently sculpted, the Body by Zuck, the suntan lotion wearing, bandit on the foil board, the dude who likes to plowy in Maui, Mark Zuckerberg, has weighed in, as he obviously has Meta, like all of these large tech companies with tons of money to play around with, looking for the next frontier. He is wading into the AI space, wondering what AI will do for us, do to us, and he stumbled upon a quote that is interesting to him. Let's let Mark Zuckerberg take it away off the top.
I think as the personalization loop kicks in and the AI just starts to get to know you better and better, I think that will just be really compelling. One thing just from working on social media for a long time is there's the stat that I always think is crazy. The average American, I think it's fewer than 3 friends. 3 people that they'd consider friends. And the average person has demand for meaningfully more. I think it's like 15 friends or something, right? I guess there's probably some point where you're like, all right, I'm just too busy. I can't deal with more people.
He wouldn't know.
But the average person wants more connectivity, connection than they have.
And that's why we need AI, ladies and gentlemen. No, AI is not here to help you improve with mundane tasks. It's not here to teach you complex topics that arise specifically to you. No. What we need it for is to keep you fucking losers company. That's what we need it for. Do we think it was a good idea to let these nerds, and I have no problem with nerds, but the ones that have ended up running our society, shaping it in their image because they never had friends? And I know it sounds like I'm being like a jock or a douche or a whatever, but I don't think we should have let these people run the world. Now, that is the fault of us cool people, and I say us, okay? The listeners of this program, the few, the proud, the 12, okay? We are all cool people, cool in our own ways. Yes, cool can mean nerdy. I'm not saying you don't pick up you don't get so into a computer game that you become a crusty little dork sometimes. Okay, maybe you got into that computer game so much that you're wiping pounds of dandruff off your black shirt. Okay, like that weird kid next to you blowing the recorder in music class. Maybe you're a nerd sometimes. That's okay. But if you listen to this program, you're fucking cool. Okay, Mark Zuckerberg is a late in life attempted cool. We don't trust that. It's got to be in you. It's got to be in your fucking stones, kid. I don't know if it was a good idea to let these exact people shape society. Now, the interesting thing about this is Mark is saying, like, personalization with AI is going to be amazing, so people are going to get to have more friends. Exciting. That's what I want. A friend from the Facebook guy. Hey, I don't want more friends from you, Mark, okay? I enjoy Instagram. It helps my career and all that, whatever. I want more crazy, deranged aunts with political rants. If you're going to provide me with friends, Mark, provide me with more Facebook. I still like Facebook. That's true. I go on Facebook. And the algorithm knows what I like. Sometimes I'm so negative on here about algorithms, whatever. No. It knows what I like. I go to Facebook, and the algorithm goes, "Here you are, Daddy. Here is some slop for you." And it shows me people who have recently lost their minds and choose to communicate it through Facebook. This is what I like. Don't fucking judge me. Read a book. Hey, I'm reading. I'm reading long, insane diatribes about businesses people are pretending to start, political thoughts that they think make sense, and then other random daily muses. That is my reality show. You love on the spectrum. I love watching people who don't know they're on the spectrum engage with Facebook. That's what I like. If you want to provide me with 13 more of those motherfuckers, Mark, then I take everything back. And you are a sexy, beautiful man. And you are doing your damn thing with your new stylist, with the little glasses he's wearing. Don't think I didn't see those sexy little glasses. The sexy little inside glasses. Yeah, you got your inside sunglass frames, you sexy little fucking bitch. I will have my opinions about the tech oligarchs and the dweebs and the lunatics who are choosing to run our society, but I am not an unreasonable man. I'm willing to make a fucking deal. So meet me where I am. Meet me where I am, Mark. Okay, I do think that AI can be very effective. I've started communicating with the machines myself. Okay, and I realize that it helps you with your specific issues, which is great. It's a cut to the chase in terms of things that used to take tons of time. And I know it's like, yeah, it's just cribbing off the work other people did. Yeah, that's what I've done my whole life, fuckface. That's called cheating in high school. But here's the deal. It's very useful, okay? You can gather things from it, but I have noticed it also can make me lose my mind because it plays into your own little things. Like, I initially used it to start tracking meals because I was like, I've never worked with a nutritionist, and wouldn't it be good to know if Daddy's getting his daily allotment of protein? And I enjoyed that until the point where I realized I was losing my fucking mind a little bit, and so I had to calm down. I don't need to be scuttling back from the refrigerator, going to the machine and going, "Hello, Father, I just had a handful of blueberries. Please track." I didn't need to be that tightly wound. Now, the reason I bring that up is not to prove to you that I was healthy for a week and a half. It is to tell you that, yeah, I took what I needed from that. Now I'm like, okay, I have a better idea of how much I should eat, but it doesn't serve my own mental state to be, radically tracking everything. That makes me lose my mind. I go crazy. That means that if you need a friend to tell you whatever you want to think, AI might end up doing that. If you want to talk shit about the girls on AI and be like, Stephanie's being such a fucking bitch, aren't I right, computer? And it's like, yes. And maybe it won't. Maybe it'll offer some light pushback, but there will be personalization loops. The hope is it becomes a therapist that pushes you in the right direction, but the fear is that we don't know what exactly it's going to do, and it's not going to tell you to go grab a knife and stab the goddamn chick, even though she might deserve it, with all the shit she talked about the way you did your braids last night. But the fear is that it can play into making you lose your mind and thinking that you're interacting with someone when you're talking to a machine. When I was simply using it as a nutritionist, I felt the urge to please the machine. That is not a great thing. Imagine that as your fucking friend. Now, the reason that this concerns me, among the fact that why the fuck wouldn't it, it's obvious, is because I am noticing, and this has always existed, but there was a story this week. There was a large debate that happened online between Hasan Piker and Ethan Klein of the H3H3 podcast. Now, if you're chronically online, you may have even watched this debate. You may have watched the 5 hours of the debate. You may have watched the hundreds of thousands of hours of reaction content. Now, this sort of thing, I am in the know on, which doesn't make me unique. It was one of the largest events on the internet. I think the top comment was, "This is the Super Bowl for chronically online people." But if you leave, like, I go on YouTube and I'm seeing that having millions of views in a week, and then all the reactions to it having high hundreds of thousands of views, and then I go on Twitter and it's all over Twitter. I go on TikTok and it's not there for mine, but I've seen people use TikToks to react, so the algorithm hasn't served it to me, so it doesn't realize that I'm that chronically online that it needs to serve that to me, and so everyone saw this fucking debate, and there are 0 people in my life that also know about it. Isn't that an interesting place to be in society? Now, I could go through and pull clips from the debate and spend time explaining to you who Ethan Klein is and who Hasan Piker is and what the how they had a podcast together called The Leftovers, and then after October 7th, they ultimately broke up because Hasan is very pro-Palestine. Ethan is his wife is from Israel. He might have been from Israel, whatever. And then it has turned into this very crazy back and forth where people would rightfully say that Ethan's like crashing out and kind of obsessed with Hasan, and Ethan would say Hasan is doing anti-Semitism, even though I swear we actually agree that there is a G word going on. Can you say genocide? I'm far enough into the video. I don't have to do all that because that content exists. What's interesting to me is that this was a seminal event online that was very hard to listen to 5 hours of, which I listened to some of, and did so embarrassed. I was on the road that weekend, staying with my wife's sister. We had a lovely group all down there, and it was super fun. And I'm in the shower, and I'm listening to this fiery debate between two people screaming at each other about genocide and anti-Semitism. And that was my guilty pleasure for the weekend. I'm like, I got to keep this low. I can't have people knowing that I'm listening to this insane, potentially toxic content that would ruin the vibe of the weekend. And it's crazy to me that this could be this huge, massive, titanic online story that has generated tons of downstream content, of reactions to it. And you fall into which reaction you want to see, and I like to consume both. So I'm like, oh, they say they're crazy, and why? And I have my own opinions about the whole thing. I don't think it was executed perfectly well by Ethan, but that's not the point of this. The point is that it seems like the biggest story, and also nobody fucking knows. This was a debate that was supposed to be about the Israel-Palestine conflict, and that was somewhat there for it, but to me it exposed the schism between the people who touch grass and the people who have not seen it in a long time. And I don't know which I am, because I could listen to it, but in a field. I feel like I'm straddling the line here. I feel like I assume the audience of this program is not chronically online. It's small, it is mighty, it's mostly people from my stand-up. Haven't exactly hit the algo on YouTube. So I don't want to do like some in-depth thing. I just want to bring it up because it's interesting to me, because it's like, I thought, this to me would make sense for legacy media to cover a little bit. This was like a large online moment, but yeah, I don't think the average reader of the New York Times knows about it or cares about it. But wouldn't it be interesting to cover? Like, I looked online, I couldn't see anything. I could see millions of TikToks, millions of YouTube, all these things. And to me, it's just interesting what way we're actually going to go. It's going to be all these subcultures. You're going to spend all your time consuming content that puts you in a vortex of a subculture. You're going to know all the characters of that subculture. But then your conversation with people broadly, it's not going to make any fucking sense. And so a newspaper is not going to be able to cover a story that's so relevant to such a massive number of people that I'm sure would get clicks, but can't because its readers are okay mentally. It's very interesting. I go to the New York Times, they're talking about the Pope. Hey, man, who gives a fuck? Respectfully. To the cat, we covered it. We did a betting guide. I know it's like a thing. I know that if you're Catholic, it's cool. But who's Catholic anymore? Frankly, I know that some people will. I'm Catholic. Are you? Are you really? I only know people that are Catholic in heritage. They're just like, yeah, I mean, I grew up Catholic. No one is Catholic. Someone needs to tell the Pope, hey, Pope, you're cooked. Get a pod. I haven't seen the Pope do numbers even as a guest on a podcast. If the Pope could get one relevant internet property, I'd be interested. Okay, maybe we could do like sassy Pope reacts. That would be fun. The Pope reacts to sassy TikTok dances. and goes, younger. I'm just kidding. We had to get one in. We've gotten to a place where people have gone online beef or the Pope. Okay, you have to pick. Are you online beef or you're the Pope? I'm online beef. I'm online beef, and I respect the Pope, and you could clip this and this is godless, whatever, brother. I've met God. We're good. We're fine. We're okay. We're on speaking terms. The funniest thing about the Pope thing. Now I'm going to go back on it a little bit. It is funny to me that one of the front runners for the Pope is a black Pope. I stand for a black Pope. I think that's fun. I'd oil spill for a BP. You know what? That's insane. Black Pope would be fun, but I think that the Western liberal brain breaks on this concept that the black Pope from Africa would be the most conservative Pope. So I think people would be like, all right, black Pope, that's kind of, I don't know why I did Mark Norman. All right, little gay comedy. Hey, that Pope's Kevin Hart. Look at him. Little queef. Come on. But yeah, it's just interesting because it's like, I think that the reaction of a lot of people here will be like, fuck yeah, black Pope. And then he'll be like, the gays cannot get married. No, the gays must not. No plugging up the poop chute. Why are you gay? And that's I believe that's a direct translation. I don't know if I know he's against that. So it's interesting. It is interesting. Look, the New York Times, and I will give them credit for this one. I read a story about some terminally on shit from the New York Times that I was not aware of. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend like they don't cover weird niche online drama, and it probably doesn't even do that well. But I read one because there's some TikToker named Sid Towel. Bit of a wet blanket. Why? Because she has cancer. Just kidding, folks. That's not a laughing matter, but we're using wordplay here. No, I didn't know who this person was, but Sid Towel is one of these TikTok girlies who kind of chronicles life. People watch her life as a reality show, I suppose. I haven't consumed the source material, but it was interesting to me because she is a victim of a new trend, which is Reddit snark pages, which is basically Reddit pages directed towards hating you. It is an ultimate fear of mine, but if and when it happens, it will mean I made it and I'm rich and you can all collectively suck my dick, and I love you for it. Snark pages are basically people who want to shit on online creators. Now, this girl had amassed a large following, and initially it was all very positive. She's, I haven't watched all of her stuff, so allow me to just kind of assume what it is, right? So I'm imagining it's like the sitting in front of the mirror. It's like, okay, so I wanted to do get ready with me today, because what I'm doing is my family is going to Bermuda, and I'm going to be there, and I want to look really cute on the plane, even though when you go on planes, you don't actually have to look cute. So what I'm going for today is actually kind of one of those looks where it's I don't want people to think that I tried, because I don't want to try to be cute, because trying to be cute on the plane is not actually cute. But then at the same time, it's if I'm kind of cute and then I catch eyes with a guy, I want to be oh my God, she's so simple and plain. But actually I am kind of simple and plain, but I want a little extra kind of a blush and thing so I can still catch his eye and kind of trick him and then make him come inside me and marry me. So I don't think that's what she does at all, to be clear. That's just kind of what I wanted to assume. Now, I've set myself up incredibly poorly for the rest of this story, and so we're gonna have to go on this journey together a little bit, because this is not really how I should have set it up, but it is how I set it up, and that's the art of podcasting. So she has cancer, young girl cancer, YGC, and with that, she started sharing her journey. So it's kind of get ready with me to go to chemo and things of that nature. And because people aren't monsters, myself included, although I understand that intro was a bit harsh. Being clear, that's not the content she does. Well, maybe we should watch one, because if it is, I do want to. I could be right, and very likely. I let's be frank, folks. I'm probably right, but I owe it to the people here to make sure we get it right. But I'll finish the story first, and then we'll find out if I was correct. Okay, heading over to the talk. Look at that, 776,000 followers. Little bikini there, and the photo did we go to Bermuda or fucking not? Just saying. So anyway, she goes in to get the mo, and people are initially very supportive. And then people basically, like, she amasses a large enough following that there become people who start being like, I'm so fucking sick of this bitch, and it's obvious how much she's faking the cancer, which is not nice for a girl who is proven to have. They talked to the doctor in the New York Times. She literally has cancer, and people are like, these white bitches will do anything. And that is not a nice way to be. That is not a nice way to be. You can't just tell people they don't have cancer because you have a mild jealousy towards their life. It's not a nice way to be. And if I would prescribe you a lap. You got to take a lap. You got to take a lap sometimes. I think we need to start, like, the internet is so intense and everyone is screaming at each other and dunking on each other and saying you're a loser. I think we just need to PE coach it a little bit. Give me a lap. Give me a lap, fat fuck. Get away from the keys. Run in a circle. Figure it out. You can't tell this girl she has cancer just because she appears to you to be white and privileged. It's not nice. It's not nice. And she's a real person. That's the thing. Is like, if you hate a character in a show, if you want to say you don't like Rachel from Friends, good luck. But if you want to say that, then that's one thing. But you're judging a human being as a character and then being mean to them, and they're reading it while they're in chemo. That's not a great loop to be in. It's not right. It's not good. It's bad. It's kind of a funny way to spend your life. You know, a lot of times people approach the haters with this like, oh, you're a loser, you have nothing going on, whatever, and that is true, but it's also funny to just be like posted up at the crib and just leaving comments like, nice fake cancer. Again, not good because she's real and she's reading them and it hurts, but it got her in the Times, so I'm just grateful the New York Times actually covered it, because this is something that I would never reach this rung of the internet. I don't watch the Get Ready With Me videos because I'll put it two ways. I don't watch the Get Ready With Me videos, one, because I think they're geared towards a different audience. I think they're for women who are getting ready, who want to learn how to do blush, and they see people and they're like, oh, I'm learning this and you're telling me a story. It's kind of fun. That's one reason why I don't. And the other reason I don't is because I think 99% of them are inane and fucking stupid, and they make me want to scratch my eyes and pour my brain out because they're fucking stupid. And when I see them doing numbers, it makes me want to burn this Chinese application to the ground. But again, I'm not the target audience. So let's find out. And I'm sure there's some good ones. Maybe I'm being an asshat here. All right, let's just go ahead and play a random one. Okay, well, that's just swag on while she's in a chair.
Okay, against every single odd, I've made it to a new apartment. I think I teleported here because I slept all throughout chemo yesterday. I slept all when I got home. Woke up, thought it was 2 weeks from now, and that I had missed my move. But no, I did not. I woke up and I moved. And made it, and I won't be getting it for a long time.
So I was incorrect about, now, I don't know what it was like before, but I want to be on record by saying, as she chronicles her journey through dealing with a very serious problem and immense odds, and we're against cancer on this program, and we support her. And I will just say that my assumption, my thought about the content, it might still be true, but there is no proof of that, and this is empowering and good content that we will do, that we support here at the Joey Show, and I'm glad she got her New York Times article. And haters, shove it for a little bit, huh? Shove it. Why don't you let her just do her thing, okay? So you don't have to hate. You can just move on. You can just not watch it. It's okay. It's okay. There's just beefs all over the place. The internet really has gotten to this really dark place. I don't know if you guys have been tracking these stories. It's a little bit of an online, offline situation. Let's get to two incredibly negative things. A man named Carmelo Anthony killed well, it's important to the story, so I will say it. A black teenager killed a white teenager at a school, supposedly over taking up space in a track and field tent or something. This dude stabbed him. And who said Carmelo Anthony wasn't a closer? You had to get one in. Horrible story. Horrible story. And then the story ends with his family putting up a fundraiser and somehow raising over, I think, $600,000 to like relocate and stuff because of the online hate that they're getting. And people were like, yeah, we should support them even though this kid killed another teenager in cold blood. And it's it adds to racial tensions and all this. Okay, great. Now a white lady goes to a normal day at the park, calls a black child the old N-bomb, throws up a GoFundMe for herself, also raises around $600K because people are like, okay, if we are supporting people who have done horrible things along racial lines and they're doing it, then we're going to do it as well. Okay. Hot take. That's not a great place to get as a society, I think. Different take. Does this present some light business opportunities for the squad? Now, yeah, it does. I'm not planning to. I can't be. The block's too hot for me. I don't enjoy that. That would keep me up at night. I don't like getting negativity. It bums me out. But if you're a young aspiring entrepreneur and you're saying, I think what you might want to do is you could set up a GoFundMe in advance. So I don't think anyone should be pitching into a GoFundMe for a white lady who called a black child the N-word. That's a horrible thing. But if you're telling me the going rate is $600,000 to let one fly, what if you did the GoFundMe for saying it at the end? Like, I don't understand why we have to retroactively do it. What if we made a GoFundMe that was like, we want this white person to say the N-word, and we could make it an inclusive event? There are scenarios in which my black brothers and sisters will galvanize white people to let one fly. What if they picked someone good? What if they picked someone fun? What if it was like, what if all the luminaries in Hollywood were like, this will be a coming together event, and we get, Chris Rock and Will Smith, they come together, and all sorts of people come together, and random people, you throw in anybody. I'm Jeff Goldblum. People like him. He comes in. Brad Pitt in there. He's got a bunch of different kinds of kids. Angelina. Everyone gets back together, and they're like, we want to get Michael J. Fox to say the N-word because we think it'd be funny. And it can, and he's shaking and it can go towards Parkinson's research, and it would be funny because he'd kind of be shaking it out, get it out of him, like that. I imagine that's what it would be like, and that is, I don't want to take part in this. I'm just saying, if we're doing it, can we make it more fun? Because raising money for people who have killed teenagers of the opposite race feels horrible. Raising money for white women calling black children a horrible word. Sounds who's sending money to this? Who's sending? Should I start a Patreon? If we're sending money to that, how about an extra pot a week for the yawn, for the Patreon? Buy a hat, merch link. It's up. Buy a hat. Why are we spending money on this? Is a stupid thing. People say that inflation's inflation, tariffs. Is this a recession indicator? People should not have disposable income to spend on this. It's not. It's bad. Cut it out. No more killing. No more N-bombs. Unless they're sanctioned with a GoFundMe that leads up to a moment that people can all agree on. Where Michael J. Fox shakes out there. Lets one fly. What if that solved Parkinson's? What if it solved Wouldn't that be nice? We've got to come together. Come together right now over me. That's what the song was about. GoFundMes for slurs. Lower tier ones. Everyone. We got to use these words for good, not for yelling at children. It's crazy. Cut it out, guys. Cut it. Everyone needs to cut it out. It's too much beef. There's beef all over the fucking place. There's beef all. India and Pakistan are beefing. Talk about beef all over the place. If you hit India with a bomb, there's gonna be exploded cow everywhere. That's not good. For some people, send a McDonald's rep over there with a bag, scoop up some holy cattle, save some of the boys back in America. We'll eat it. India and Pakistan are beefing. This is, again, horrible. Again, another horrible topic that I've stumbled into on this show that I have no choice but to bring absolute levity to and make it a banger somehow. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'll tell you how. I don't want to say it. It's going to come out of it. Does anyone take India, Pakistan seriously? Like, not the people, not the countries, obviously, very seriously, but like when they start beefing and you get dudes in like kind of fun, ornate outfits, they do big leg kicks they swing them. They're swinging their legs around. They're marching in fun and funny ways. They're always kind of up to no good, the little rascals. And then I hear things and people are like, these are two nuclear powers. It's gonna blow up. And I'm like, is it? I know that's not a great, like, I couldn't go on one of these political shows and tell them, like, as a comedian, my take on India, Pakistan is like, are those guys really gonna get up to all that? I can't really give that take, but I'm just telling you vibrationally, that's where I'm at. And I've listened to experts talk about it, and it's scary. It's sobering. These are nuclear nations, and what happened to kick it off was horrifying. People getting killed while on a vacation. That's not fun. That's horrible. And yet the initial footage that came out of it was an Indian man on a zip line going, "Oh my God!" That's immediate levity. And it's not, I mean, it's horrible. People got killed. It's a horrible, horrible thing that could lead to, is the main thing that might lead to a nuclear war. But I cannot help but think, y'all boys really gonna do all that? Just a little bit. It is scary though. And I'm gonna say one more thing. I'm really hitting hot water today. Hot water today. It's boiling in the tub. Come on in. The water's just scalding. I'm going to say this, and this is not going to clip well at all. Who let the Muslims have a nuke? Respectfully. With all due respect. That's like a martyr button. That's not great. That's not, and I know people will be like, well, you guys have, I don't think we should have them. Who let anybody have them? Oppenheimer, great film, obviously. This is not just like they can, but like, Jesus. You know what I mean? It's like, no, I don't think anybody should. You think I like North Korea having this? Is not an anti-Muslim thing, but then it's like, oh, the Muslims have, I go, Jesus. That's a fair take. It's a fair take to just go, Jesus. Like, you know, it's a generalization for sure. But it is also statistics that anyone who's willing to, wear a backpack that makes yourself go bye-bye with a bomb that makes a lot of people do, this is scary. But it is proof, because they've had one for a while, that, hey, once you get the nuke, people calm down a little bit. You go, hey, why would we do this? What are we going to do all that? Which really tells you a lot about the nature of conflict. It's really, when you're in conflict with somebody, it's so much hate, and it's so much woundedness. And it's so much thinking about how you've been wronged and not seeing the other side at all, not wanting to see the other side. This happened in the Hasan and Ethan debate, where Hasan was like, okay, can you acknowledge it's a genocide? And Ethan says yes, and then Ethan just spent 5 hours being like, but you did a few like anti-Semitic things, and Hasan was like, you're just trying to deplatform all the people who are actually speaking about it, which you do not think that should be more about. And that was basically the whole fight. But it ends up being this very personal thing where you're just reaching back into your bag of, well, I that, you did this is unforgivable, fuck you. But there's also this weird desire to reconnect. There's an obsession. There's a desire to come back together. And it's interesting because the leaders at these levels, they almost, when they have the nuclear bombs, they have to come and sit down at the table and go like, we're not going to really do all that. We're not going to really do all that, because the problem with a nuclear bomb is that means the leaders could start dying. I'll throw waves of soldiers at you, and I will speak at the funerals, and I will do all the things that I need to do to show people that I care and that their losses will be avenged, and it will make me angry. But when it comes down to like, for real, the shit on me, and we both got one of these things, we got to work some shit out. Becomes brinksmanship. Oh, you did that? I'll do this, but let's not do that, because then it'll lead to this. And then all of a sudden, you're working together, essentially. It's I guess funny is the word, but it's also sad that at mass scales, with unspeakable, unforgivable, ridiculous, horrible tragedies, plays out the same way as like two people who used to be friends who had a big disagreement over something and are just fucking hate each other but still kind of love each other and are obsessed. But that's life, baby. And you know what else is life? I'm on tour, folks. Come on out and see me live. Shows have been very fun. Thanks to everyone who came out in Raleigh. I'm wearing my fine Durham Bulls jersey for this show out of love and respect for you people directly. Couple weeks off, going to 2 weddings, and then it is Dallas, Texas, Sacramento, San Francisco, shooting the special. We need those shows to sell out, and I think we'll get there, but if you're a listener of the show and you are in the Bay, come on down. That's going to be a great time. I'm very excited to get out. I work as hard as anybody in the game, you know that, and I put out as much content as I can, and I've got some great stuff coming your way, but I'm excited to put some money and time into the material that I've been crafting over a long time and actually put that out. That's very exciting to me. Cleveland, Ohio, Phoenix, Arizona, that's a new one. Check that out. Desert Ridge Improv, St. Petersburg, Florida, Tampa-esque, Springfield, Massachusetts, Washington, D.C., Point Pleasant Beach, New Jersey, Levittown, New York, Charlotte, North Carolina, San Diego, and Beverly, Massachusetts. Come on out. Okay, folks, speaking of that trip to North Carolina, I was out there, and we've been covering the Bill Belichick, Jordan Hudson situation here for a long time. It's of great interest and intrigue to us. I am, of course, a football fan. I am also a probably like the leading member of the society of dudes who think it's whack when they lose a homie to a girl who you don't think is a good vibe, because we love ladies, but it's good vibes only up in the biz. And that's kind of what I think we're seeing globally right now with this whole Bill Belichick, Jordan Hudson thing. But I realized, you know what? I might not be an expert, so I went to UNC Chapel Hill, where Bill himself will be coaching and Jordan Hudson herself will be pushing along in her legacy to attempt to be the most important Jordan in UNC history. And I talked to frat guys about what they think about the relationship. Here that is. I'm here at UNC asking frat guys what they think about Bill Belichick's young girlfriend. Would you smash Bill Belichick's girlfriend?
Yeah, absolutely. I hope she rushes Zeta. Rush Zeta, ladies and gentlemen.
Why Zeta?
Zay Slam, baby, let's go.
How much money would I have to give you to fuck Bill Belichick?
$2.
Okay, nice, dude. That's called school pride. Look it up. On a scale of 1 to ruin your career, what would you rate that pussy?
What'd you say?
Monica Lewinsky.
Yeah. All right, do you think Bill and Jordan are truly in love?
I really think they are. I think they're in love. Yoga on the beach with your girl, that's fire. I wish I was in that position.
That's beautiful. So you're looking for true love.
I'm looking for some yoga on the beach love.
You heard it here first, ladies. You want to stretch this guy out? Would you buy their sex tape?
Yeah.
Would you fuck a woman 49 years older than you? How much money?
I guess enough to cover my tuition.
Just school. If kid cares about his education.
That might not be a football fan.
Well, there it is. I couldn't have said it better myself. Zay Slam, baby. Shout out to the boys. A lot of scuttlebutt online about how crispy and delightful my golf swing was/is. Throwing that out there, available for large tournaments, high purse. Let the kids stroke. You know what I mean? Okay, now I want to introduce a new segment here, and fuck it. Let me give myself some more work. I want to make a song for this segment, hopefully, so you'll hear that right after I say this. Don't know what it'll be yet because I haven't edited it, but here is a segment called Fun Things Trump Just Said.
Donald Trump, he will say crazy things, and you'll think he's crazy. But then he'll just double down and be like, suck my dick. Yeah, I said it and you were thinking it. Then everybody says, oh my God, did he says it? And he'll say, yes, you stupid bitch. So now we're here and we will talk about the things that Donald Trump said.
He says funny things. All right, now this is, there's a lot of Trump coverage out there, and we have talked on this program about the potential downsides of his very constitutionally loose immigration policy. We have covered some of the large issues, but that doesn't mean that we can't enjoy when Trump says objectively fun things, and we have a few this week. I'm going to start with one that I think maybe went a little more under the radar. Which now this was just great. This is just the man saying just about anything, as we know Trump likes to do.
Federal recognition of the Lumbee tribe of North Carolina.
I love the Lumbee tribe.
Oh, it's so good. I love the Lumbee tribe. I think, oh my God, it's so fucking good. I think every time he says something like this, a new indigenous group is created by accident. I think that might be the power that he is lending. I love the Lumbee tribe. I don't even have to do the do you think he's heard of them before. It is like some people see that and they're like, that's him being an idiot. That is genuine, and I call him an idiot on a lot of topics. That is genuine brilliance and stagecraft. Oh, I love the Lumbee tribe. Trump and the Lumbees putting up numbies, the absolute boys who wants to fuck with the squadron. It inspired a nursery rhyme for me right now. Oh, I love the Lumbee tribe. Do we know anything about the Lumbee tribe? No, I don't. The Lumbee tribe. But see, this is even boring because now I'm looking into it. I should just be like, I love the Lumbee tribe. We all love the Lumbee tribe. They are people of the dark water. Ooh, that's right. Sipping that dark juice. Okay, a pop-up on the website. Wowza, this guy's got a necklace and a fucking half. Absolute. I love the Lumbee tribe. Shout out to this fella. Okay, we are the people of the dark water. They are known for their entrepreneurial spirit and their focus on education. There you go. Great. Well, shout out to the Lumbee tribe. We love the Lumbee tribe. The other one that has been getting a lot of play is Trump is talking about opening up Alcatraz. Now, this is an interesting one because it really depends on how seriously you want to take him. Now, he has gone to some pretty great lengths to, I would say, showcase in symbolic measure that law and order, as he calls it, deterrence maybe are his vibe. Now, in a boring sense, financially it doesn't make sense. It's a good thing for tourism to try and get it up to snuff. It really wouldn't make sense. But he has a sense of like, I think he has the thought. I think he just goes, this is a good tweet. And objectively true. It's a bad policy. I like that he's thinking about San Francisco. You know, we love Alcatraz. It's a beautiful building on, some people call it a rock. But not Iraq, which was also a prison for people. I think he just goes, that's a banger of a tweet, and he's not wrong, and then he throws it out there, and he tells someone, why don't you look into that? And that's the place that I would like to get. I do way too much hands-on work. I would like to get to the point in my career where I'm just kind of sitting in a room and just telling people to do things, and then not really reviewing any of the stuff that comes back. Like, that's a vibe. Just like waking up and being like, yeah, I just watched The Rock with Sean Connery, and I was thinking, what if we brought back the Traz? Dude, bring back Traz. So, like, I don't think we should bring it back as a prison. I think we should bring it back as a concert venue for Creed. Did you know that Creed played a concert on Alcatraz, and it's amazing, and it's online, and I'd play it for you right now on sort of photo or something, but I would get copyright stricken to living fuck. I might have talked about it before. I don't even know, but I'm a big Creed head. And yeah, bring it back as a Creed venue. Let's do that. And then finally, of course, he thinks Alexander Ovechkin is Canadian, and he said that in front of the Canadian Prime Minister, which you're never supposed to be a fucking idiot about hockey in front of a fucking Canadian, buddy. Fucking rights, buddy. We're supposed to show him we can throw the fucking mitts down. All right, buddy? Okay? Like, we're trying to become a hockey nation. You can't just say, like, oh, we have a great Canadian. He broke the record. He's fucking Russian, dude. Don't mix up Canada and Russia. They're a little bit different right now, although you're making one of them hate you when they're our actual friend. Just respect that we need to be better as a hockey nation, and that starts at the top. Okay, so those are the fun things that Trump said. And finally here, A family has used AI to create video for deadly Chandler road rage victim's own impact statement. This is the first known usage of AI in the courtroom, and they brought back a victim of a road rage incident to give his own statement in the courtroom. Let's go ahead and watch it right now.
And here's the AI version forgiving the shooter, scripted by Stacy.
It is a shame we encountered each other that day in those circumstances. In another life, we probably could have been friends. I believe in forgiveness and in God who forgives. I always have, and I still do.
I love that AI. Thank you for that.
The state asked for 9.5.
Okay. This is just judges who have been in the courtroom for too long. I realize that the courtroom is a serious place. It's a place for retribution and the hope at healing and what have you. I hate that AI. Respectfully to that man who's no longer with us. But in his honor, if some dude fucking murked me at a traffic stop because he was a road rage fucking lunatic, I don't think I'd want you to bring me back just to be like, I'm sure we would have been boys in another life, my dude. I would want you to bring me back in the courtroom and be like, sup, you little fucking bitch. Hope you enjoy getting dug out in prison, you absolute freak. Suck my cock. You're cooked now. At least I'm vibing up in heaven. Heaven. How do you know that that's what I would have wanted? Maybe I'm petty. Okay? Hopefully not. You know, I guess I always approach my life from the perspective of like, I've already lived a great one. Whatever happens, happens. I do feel truly grateful to get to do the things that I've already done, meet the people that I've met, the things that I've seen, the fact that I've gotten to live out a portion of my own dream. I truly wake up every day absolutely grateful for the life that I have, the body that I have, the experiences that I've had and will continue to have, the love that I've experienced, what I've been able to do, the fact that I have enough intellect and willpower, and I was raised well enough that I could possibly even manifest this almost impossible dream. I wake up grateful for all that every day. But if you murk me at a traffic light, I'm going to come back from the grave to drag my nuts on your forehead because you're a fucking bitch. How about that? Oh, is that petty? You killed me over a fucking traffic violation. Yeah, put me in that situation. I'm Tom Petty, bitch. And I'm free to call you a fucking bitch. Unbelievable. But again, you know, if that, whatever, really what matters is if that's what the people who were grieving wanted. I just think the uses of AI, they're going to get a little creepy, going to get a little weird. But also they're inevitable, and it's the direction that we're going, and I suggest that we talk about it, we can joke about it, but we also need to embrace it. Sometimes all you can do with a tragedy is find the levity, find the light, okay? Find the goofiness. I know Mark Zuckerberg thinks AI is going to be our friend. Our friend. I have friends, okay? What's AI going to do? What sort of AI friend am I going to have? Is AI going to come down on a Wednesday night and say, fuck it, let's rip some fucking pints, buddy? I did get AI to do the Alberta accent, actually, which was awesome. Dude, having AI do Alberta fucking rules, where it's like, hey, like, you know, like, is it actually going to come with me to the bar, though, and actually stay out on a night when my friends have work? Like, is it really going to suck down some fucking cold ones, buddy? Let's see what... Let me ask AI right now. Hello. Can you tell me you're down to get drinks with me at the local bar, but do it in a very Alberta hockey dad accent? Oh, buddy, you know I'm down for a couple cold ones at the local, eh? Just let me throw my Flames jersey, kiss the missus goodbye, and I'll meet at the VLTs quicker than you can say double minor for high stickin'. We'll crush a few Pilsners, maybe chirp the Oilers a bit. Real good time. You driving a recabinet like last time, you beauty. Fuck. Maybe I do need an AI friend. is Mark Zuckerberg a beauty? And is he right that AI can be friends with us? Stay in this accent. Okay, let's see. Wait, will it play this out loud? Here we go.
Geez, bud. Calling Zuck a beauty. That's a tough one, eh?
Okay, fuck. It's that one's not. I'll read it. Aw, geez, bud. Calling Zuck a beauty? That's a tough one, eh? Guy's got the personality of a wet hockey stick, but I'll give him this. He's crafty, like a third-line grinder who somehow scores 40 goals, you know? Now this whole AI being your friend business, I don't know, guy. You ever crack a Pilsner with ChatGPT? Didn't think so. AI can give me good chirps, maybe help me fix the old snowblower, or write a mean apology to the wife after boys' night, but a friend? That's stretching it, like trying to fit into my beer league jersey from '08. So sure, maybe it's friendly, but it ain't coming to the rink or buying the next round. You feel me? Take it from AI itself. It's not your fucking friend, buddy. Fucking rights, buddy. It's not. Cut it out with that. You don't need it. You don't need it. In a world that is full of conflicts, Hasan and Ethan, India, Pakistan, Mark Zuckerberg versus me. Yeah, it's a feud. Who's a bigger beauty? Fucking me. In a world that's full of conflicts, what you need are real friends. Real friends are going to have bumps. It's not going to be the machine. Don't go to the fucking machines. And the danger with going to the machines is the more you go on the machines, the more online you get. And whether it's with AI or a parasocial relationship or falling into another two people's drama because you're so deep into a website or so deep into a girl's TikTok that you're yelling at her for fake having cancer, you might be losing your mind a bit. So just recognize that they're tools, use them to your advantage, focus on what's real in your life. I say it on every fucking episode, but it's basically the only real point I have, and it's worth a reminder every week because we can all get locked up in the fuck shit, and then we die. And that's not very fun at all. So get out there, enjoy life while you have it, go out there, see a sunset, go skinny dipping if you're allowed to. Don't do it at the public pool. They don't like that. That's a felony, brother. Cut it out. Let your flag fly. Get your dick hard. Get your box wet. Do whatever you need to do. But make sure you have a great week. I will see you next week. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the program. We'll take comments here on YouTube or here on Spotify or a rating on Apple or whatever fires you up. And then, please come out and see me on tour. Check out the merch line. Tell a friend about the show if you are enjoying it. A real friend, not ChatGPT, which is a great tool that you should use sparingly. Well, I hope you have enjoyed the show. I will see you next week. This has been The Joey Show. I'm Joey Avery. A good night.
Thank God I have a podcast.